from the picture you can see in this video we will discussing about RIC, that is Russia, India and China. So why it has been in news recently, so we will discuss that first. India decided to attend a virtual meeting of the foreign minister of RIC due to the tension on the line of actual control between India and China. It was thought that we will not attend the event as people were thinking our foreign policy will be more western side. So but the meeting took place on 23rd June 2020 and we attended the meeting. So we will discuss some background about RIC. So RIC as a strategic grouping first took shape in the late 90s under the leadership of Yevgeny Primakov as a counterbalance to the Western Alliance. Primakov was a Russian politician and diplomat who was also the Prime Minister of Russia from 1998 to 1999. He is credited with the idea for RIC. The group was founded on the basis of ending its subservient foreign policy guided by US, renewing its old ties with India and fostering the newly discovered friendship with China. But the idea of meeting at the leaders level on a more sustained basis has only surfaced over the last few years. Uh, some facts about the RIC country I will like to give you that together the RIC countries occupies over 19% of the global landmass. Also they contribute to about 33% of the global GDP. All these three countries are nuclear power country and Russia and China are permanent member of the UNSC. The trio is looking to create a new economic structure for the world. All three inspires to create a multipolar world. So why it was formed? When the RIC dialogue commenced in the early 2000, the three countries were positioning themselves for a transition from unipolar to a multipolar world order. That time the world was dominated by US, so they wanted a multipolar world order. It was not an anti-US construct. All three countries consider their relationship with the US as an essential prop to their global ambition. The RIC set some non-West perspective on the global order, such as emphasis of sovereignty, territorial integrity, impatience with homilies on social policies, and opposition to regime change from abroad. Their support for democratization of the global economic and financial architecture moved to the agenda of BRIC with the addition of Brazil. So it was mainly dominated by the financial architecture of the world was dominated by US. As you can see in most of the IMF and all, the US has heavy percentage. So they wanted to move away from that, these three countries, and with the addition of Brazil, BRIC was formed. And after addition of South Africa, it converted into BRICS. The initial year of RIC dialogue coincided with the upswing in India relationship with Russia and China. So the initial year of RIC was good as the India and China relation, India China India Russia relation both upswing. The advent of President Putin reinforced the political, defense, and energy pillars of the India Russia strategic partnership. With China, the 2003 decision to bring a political approach to the bonded dispute and to develop other cooperation encouraged a multi-sectoral surge in relation. An agreement in 2005 identifying political parameter applicable in an eventual border settlement implicitly recognized India's interest in Arunachal Pradesh. So both the relation with Russia and China improved during this period. However, if we see the current situation, it is little bit different as the India relation with US surged, encompassing the trade and investment, a landmark civil nuclear deal, and burgeoning defense relationship that made India's objective of diversifying military acquisition away for the near total dependence on Russia. So we have moved in defense dependence from Russia and diversify our import. There was a strategic subtext. As China was rapidly emerging as a challenger to its global preeminence, the US saw value in partnering with a democratic India in Asia. So US also tried to counter China through India in Asia. India China, as you know, China went back on the 2005 agreement, launched the China Pakistan Economic Corridor, worked to undermine India's influence in its neighborhood, and expanded its military and economic presence in the Indian Ocean. All this created a rift between India and China, and even today there has been many issue border dispute that is going on between India and China. So Russia and China. India US collaboration widened in defense and the Indo Pacific. As US Russia relation imploded in 2014 after the annexation of Crimea, Russia pushed back against the US, including cultivating the Taliban in Afghanistan and enlisting Pakistan's support for it. The Western campaign tried to isolate Russia, which drove it into much closer embrace of China, particularly in defense cooperation that their history of strategic rivalries should have permitted. So the Russia and China got closer because of the US and other Western countries that tried to push Russia. So it got closer to China, which was earlier not possible because these two countries share what you call a kind of history which do not allow them to be good friend. So now we will discuss the significance of RSA for India in the Central Asia. Why India is in the SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is driven by Russia, China, and include 4 Central Asian countries. Central Asia, as you know, is strategically located, bordering our turbulent neighborhood. A sliver of land separates Tajikistan from Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Pakistan membership of SCO and the potential admission of Iran and Afghanistan heighten the significance of SCO for India. Growing China influence is testing the informal Russia-China understanding that Russia handles the political security issue in the region and China extends economic support. So in the Central Asia, the Russia is controlling the political security issue and China extends the economic support. It is important for India to shape the Russia-China dynamics in this region to the extent possible. The Central Asian countries have signaled they would welcome such a dilution of the Russia-China duopoly. So the Central Asia is being dominated by Russia and China. So India has to play its role because Central Asia is very important for India strategically. Therefore, the ongoing India-Iran-Russia project for a sea, road, rail link from Western India through Iran to Afghanistan and Central Asia is an important initiative for achieving an effective Indian presence in the Central Asia alongside Russia and China. So we'll keep discussing the significance. The bilateral arm of the India-Russia-China triangle will also remain important. Means India-Russia, Russia-China, India-China. The defense energy pillar of India's partnership with Russia remains strong. Access to Russia's abundant natural resource can enhance our material security, the importance of which has been highlighted by the COVID-19. With China too, while the recent developments should accelerate our effort to bridge the bilateral asymmetry, disengagement is not an option with China. We have to work bilaterally and multilaterally on range of issues, even while firmly protecting our interest on the border in technology and the economy. So with the China also we have to be what we call work together, protecting our interest in different domain. So another issue is Indo-Pacific. So it is the what we call as a elephant in the RIC room. For India, it is a geographic space of economic and security importance. in which a cooperative order should prevent the dominance of any external power. China sees our Indo-Pacific initiative as part of US-led policy of containing China. Russia Foreign Ministry sees the Indo-Pacific as an American ploy to draw India and Japan into military alliance against China and Russia. India focused on economic links with the Russian Far East, and activation of Chennai Vladivostok maritime corridor may help persuade Russia that its interests in the Pacific are compatible with our interest in diluting China dominance in the Indo-Pacific. This also accords with President Putin's concept of Greater Eurasia. So this is very important because how they view Indo-Pacific. India views at a geographic space of economic and security importance. India should act as a net security provider in the Indo-Pacific region. And China see the Indo-Pacific initiative as a US led policy of containing China, and Russia see as a policy of containing both Russia and China by US. But with the new economic link that are being developed between India and Russia, and the activation of this maritime corridor may help to persuade Russia that no, we are not have a role to play with US only. You can also come and cooperate, and it is we are acting as a net security provider in the region only, and just we want to dilute the Chinese dominance in the Indo-Pacific. So thank you, that's all, but I will like to conclude with that RSC dynamics are sensitive to the configuration of the US Russia China triangle also. This configuration changed in 2008, and again means the global economic crisis, and again in 2014 when the Crimea accession to Russia. COVID-19 could trigger another change which could be modulated by the outcome of US presidential election that is going to take place this year. So let's see and how the RIC will change with the US elections. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy.